Let's start with our very first story now, and Ghana is hosting an extraordinary Ecowas session to deliberate on the coup in Guinea. 7 Ecowas heads of state, Nigeria's vice president, the president and vice president of Ecowas, and 2 foreign ministers are expected to attend the session. The summit, among others, is to consider conditions outlined by the military junta, which ousted the deposed president, to enable them hand over to a civilian rule and to also take a tough stance on the situation and agree on a roadmap to return Guinea back to constitutional rule. We shall now take you to the Kempinski Hotel shortly for an update on the summit. But first, let's hear from the Foreign Affairs Minister on the outcome of a visit to Guinea to assess the political situation there.
Of former President Alpha Condé. Physically, he looked very well. We even went as far as to talk to his doctor, who ascertained that indeed physically he's very well. But for anybody who has gone through a traumatic experience like he did, mentally it's not the best. So not to say that mentally we found anything wrong, but yes, he was quite shocked. He was still in a state of shock. Condition under which he will be released, that at the moment I cannot talk about. The heads of state have sent us on a mission. We will present the report to them tomorrow. Indeed, they did put across to us some conditions under which he will be released. But at this moment, I think it would not be proper to report on that. Duration. If you recall, with regards to Mali, it was the heads of state that insisted on the duration of the transition. With Guinea, this is fresh. We went on a fact-finding mission. We've had a chat with them. At the moment, I don't think that they are in a position to even propose how long it would take them to return the country back to constitutional rule. So it is now up to the heads of state to now take some serious decisions on Guinea, what they want to see in the next, whether it's 1 month, 6 months. Pursuant to the authorities' decision, I, in my capacity of chair of the ECOWAS Council of Ministers, led a high-level mission to Conakry on Friday, 10th September. During the visit, the delegation met with Lieutenant Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, chairman of the National Committee for Reconciliation and Development, CNRD, and at our request, spent some time with the ousted President of Guinea, His Excellency Alpha Condé. The delegation informed Colonel Doumbouya of the decision of the summit to immediately dispatch a high-level ECOWAS mission to Conakry, Guinea, to ascertain, among others, the issues that led to the events of 5th September 2021, inquire about the plan of the CNRD for the restoration of constitutional order in the country. It also conveyed the condemnation and grave concern of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government about the coup and its expectation of a civilian-led transition within the shortest possible time. The forthcoming extraordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority is therefore being held to enable the high-level mission report to the authority, after which the latter will deliberate and consider the next steps to be taken towards the restoration of the country to the path of democratic governance and constitutional rule.
Well, let's now go live to my colleague Elton Brobe, who is currently at the summit for the latest. Elton, good morning. What's the atmosphere like at the Kempinski Hotel at the moment?
Right, so we are getting ready for the summit itself to start. for those watching us, what you are seeing is the arrival of the Vice President of Nigeria, Dr. Osibanjo. Before him was the President of Liberia, George Weah, who came in first, and then the Nigerian Vice President also arrived. He is representing the Nigerian President, Muhammadu Buhari. He couldn't make it, and so the Vice President is taking will be sitting in the seat of Muhammadu Buhari for this extraordinary summit called by President Akufo-Addo, who is chairman of Ecowas. You know, we are expecting 7 heads of states to be part of this emergency meeting taking place here at Kempinski. And we have representatives from the other countries that their president could not attend. Also on the list, or missing on the list, is representatives from Guinea and Mali. And Guinea is the reason why we've gathered here at Kempinski. The President Akufo-Addo, who is leading this meeting, is going to look at the best possible response that ECOWAS collectively can come to decide on the political future of Guinea. So it's going to be a very short event. It's a one agenda, extraordinary Congress that is expected to come up with a strong position of ECOWAS in their dealings with Guinea as far as the way forward politically is concerned. So what I have here is a program outlook for the event. So there's going to be an opening statement by President Akufo-Addo, who is also chairman of ECOWAS. When he is done, there will be representation and presentation and consideration of report of the high-level mission to the Republic of Guinea by the chairperson of ECOWAS Council of Ministers, the president of ECOWAS Commission. And we are told that Ghana's Foreign Minister Shelia Yokoboche will do that presentation. And then on the sidelines of this meeting called to decide the political future of Guinea will be a presentation on updates on the transition in the Republic of Mali by the ECOWAS mediator on Mali, Goodluck Jonathan, former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And then there will be deliberation, any other business, final communique, and then the meeting will come to a close. The reason why Mali is featured in this meeting is that ECOWAS at their last summit here at Kempinski resolved on a roadmap that will see Mali return to constitutional rule. Now, my information is that Mali has not been, there's not been a lot of forward movement as far as getting this roadmap done, right, even though they have up to November to organize elections to return the country to constitutional rule. Goodluck Jonathan's mission here will be to update the regional bloc on what has been done so far, the preparedness of Mali military regime to return the country to constitutional rule. Now let's get back to the reason we are here this morning. In some few minutes, President Akufo-Addo is expected to arrive and then the program itself will start. On the 5th of September, a military officer, Mamadi Doumbouya, led a coup that toppled Alpha Condé, the constitutionally elected president of Guinea. Now, the whereabouts of Alpha Condé is unknown, even though we've been told that the committee that was put together by ECOWAS to investigate and report back to ECOWAS the status of Alpha Condé presented their report to President Akufo-Addo, and it's on that basis that he has called this meeting. Shelia Yokoboche at a news conference yesterday said that the military regime has set forth conditions under which they will return the country to constitutional rule. The conditions we've not been told, but we are very much aware that that condition will be put before President Akufo-Addo's led committee that will look into this particular matter. Also, at the last virtual meeting called by President Akufo-Addo on the 7th of September, ECOWAS suspended Guinea and directed them to return the country to constitutional rule and ensure that the post-president Alpha Condé is taken out of detention and also in good health. We are also yet to be told the status of that particular directive. But what is clear is that the military regime in Guinea, led by Mamadi Doumbouya, says they do not know when they hope to return the country to constitutional rule because there are a lot of things that they need to do. Those who served under Alpha Condé have been asked to stay in the country. They've been asked not to travel. And those who refuse to cooperate with the military regime will be considered rebels. These are the conditions that have been set forth by the military regime. They will not be here to advance their case. However, ECOWAS will take a final decision on the way forward. And as you are seeing, we are witnessing the arrival of heads of states. And then in some few minutes, when President Akufo-Addo, who has called this meeting, arrives, the meeting will get into motion. And as I run you through the itinerary for today's event, there's going to be a formal welcome address. The reason for this meeting, there will be a presentation by Shirley Ayokoboche, who was tasked by ECOWAS to visit Guinea and to report back to ECOWAS. And then there will be another presentation by Goodluck Jonathan, who is an ECOWAS special envoy to Mali. Mali has a deadline to meet to return the country to constitutional rule in November. How they are hoping to get that done. That presentation by Goodluck Jonathan will lay bare the preparedness of the military regime in Mali to return the country to constitutional rule. But Guinea is on the hot burner, and the outcome of this meeting will determine how far ECOWAS is willing to go to ensure that constitutional rule is restored in Guinea. Akapo.
Well, Elton, so from all that you've said, we know Dr. Osibanjo, Vice President of Nigeria, is there currently. We know Liberia's President, George Oppong-Weah, is also there. And we are awaiting the arrival of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, ECOWAS chairperson. But we gather this entire meeting is going to be held behind closed doors. We've had similar ECOWAS meetings in recent times where the core of the meeting, the thrust of what is discussed, is behind closed doors. Is that what is going to happen this time around? Are we going to get any sniff of what exactly is going to transpire there?
So the pillars for this meeting has been told already. The formal welcome address and the reason for this meeting will be delivered by President Akufo-Addo, who is chair of ECOWAS. And then after that opening remarks by President Akufo-Addo, the media will be asked to vacate the room. The next session will be held in Camera, where Shirley Ayokoboche, Ghana's foreign minister, who was tasked by ECOWAS to lead a team to Guinea to assess the situation, check on the health status and the whereabouts of Alpha Condé, and then the conditions that the military regime in Guinea have set in motion before they will return the country to constitutional rule. These are the matters that Shirley Ayokoboche will brief the member states of ECOWAS. My information is that any decision on that will come out after this meeting will be informed by what they will be told by Shirley Ayokoboche, Ghana's foreign minister, and then after ECOWAS will move into deliberation and then come out with a committee. The communique obviously will be made known to the public after the meeting. They are hoping that by 4 p.m. they'll wrap this up so that they can go back to their respective countries. So the deliberation session, the consideration of the report, Guinea and Mali, will be held in Camera, but the outcome will come in the form of a communique to the media.
From all that you've said as well, I also gather that there's no Malian representation, no Guinean representation. From the few interactions you've had, is it a cause for worry that Guinea does not have any representation at this particular meeting?
It is very interesting because exactly a year ago yesterday, in fact, I was checking my calendar on Facebook and I was given a reminder. And exactly a year ago yesterday at Peduase Lodge, ECOWAS convened an emergency session. That was at the time that the Malian president had been toppled by the military regime there, Assimi Goita, the military officer, who is currently the transitional vice president in Mali. So in their case, they were invited to justify the reason why they toppled the sitting president. So Assimi Goita was at Peduase Lodge together with some of his lieutenants, and they had the opportunity to convince, or better still, to tell the ECOWAS members the reason why they had to step in to dissolve the constitution and to declare themselves president of Mali. It was after that meeting that ECOWAS hired another one here at Kempinski, and then they developed a roadmap that we are told that Mali is foot dragging in terms of respecting the roadmap to return the country to constitutional rule. In this particular instance, there is no representation from Guinea. My information is that whatever issues they have, whatever they may have influenced their decision to topple Alpha Condé, that will be captured in a report by Shirley Okoboche, Ghana's foreign minister, to member states here, and then it will form the basis for the deliberation. Any outcome that will come up in the form of a communique will partly be based on the report that will be presented to members of the regional bloc. So this is the situation. As it relates to Mali, the Malian military regime had the opportunity to convince Ecowas why they took that action. But in terms of Guinea, they will not be present, they've not been invited, they will not have a say. Whatever they have to say will be captured in a report that will be delivered by Ghana's foreign minister, Shirley Okoboche.
Well, right before we let go of you, I just saw arriving behind you some vehicles, and I do not know whether I did see the flag of Burkina Faso. I'm not too sure, but at least we've seen some others coming through, and that means that we're almost set to actually have this confab begin. But Elton, thank you so much for getting us all the scoop at the Kempinski Hotel. We'll be crossing over to you later to get details of what exactly transpires in that meeting and what the heads of state will be saying. And that's my colleague Elton Brobe, who joined us from the Kempinski Hotel. We move on now to other matters, as 2 teachers have been arrested at the Hamanso Islamic Senior High School for attempting to leak Monday's English language paper 2 in the ongoing WASSCE. Now, the arrest was triggered by external supervisor from the West African Examination Council, who is said to have spotted an invigilator, 33-year-old Musa Mohammed, taking pictures of the examination question paper with his phone. Now, correspondent Peter Senu joins us live with more. Peter, thank you for connecting. Now, tell us, what exactly happened with this teacher and his accomplice? What exactly transpired?
As we know it, they were trying to take, in fact, they were taking pictures of the last Monday's English paper 2 specifically, to be sent out for another teacher who is an English language teacher to help the students with it. But as we speak, the one who committed the crime, Musa Mohammed, he has been sentenced to 65 penalty units. My check revealed that it is about 780 Ghana cedis. That is when you convert the penalty unit. But the Felix Oklu, who sent him to take the pictures for me, he is the English teacher who sent him to take the pictures for him. He has denied any knowledge of Musa Mohammed's action, and so he is to reappear on the 11th of October, that's next month, before the KDB Magistrate Court. And so that is what we know has happened.
So apart from the teacher, the 33-year-old who has been nabbed, the other one is claiming innocence, just to clarify.
Exactly so. That is what he claimed. He said before the court yesterday.
Where exactly are they at the moment?
Well, I'm sure that the one who was sentenced would have met his sentencing requirement and would have been maybe home by now. But the other is on police inquiry bail, and so I'm sure he's also, so from the court he's supposed to provide 2 sureties as part of his bail requirement, one of whom should be a controller and accountant general payroll. And so I'm sure that he would have met the requirement as we left the court yesterday. So currently, maybe on police inquiry bail, Benjamin.
We've heard WAEC respond to some of these alleged leakages and other matters arising. How has the school itself been reacting? What have they said?
Well, the headmaster himself was in court yesterday, and the magistrate was not happy with his approach to, so to say, supervising his subordinates to as it were, ensure that children do not copy, let alone teachers trying to take pictures or attempting to help students in the exam room. And so, well, the headmaster has been defending his position as the only supervisor, because he said, according to WAEC, the students are less than 250, and so he could be the only supervisor. And so he said he went out to take his nose mask when the incident happened, and so he has been defending his position, but the court wouldn't accept that. And so the court, I don't know what they will be doing to him, but he's been told that he's been negligent on duty from the courtroom yesterday. But the school, everybody is tight-lipped on what is happening, except the two that have been put before court, and then the headmaster making some comments in the courtroom yesterday. Then
We've also heard that some schools have been complicit. I mean, we've heard from Africa Education Watch, among others. Has the Ghana Education Service waded into this yet?
I'm not to the best of our knowledge. I'm sure with this reportage, the Ghana Education Service, the regional office, will be in the know now, and maybe in the coming days they will be taking actions on maybe these teachers or maybe the school. And so whatever, I'm sure we'll bring it to the attention of our listeners, maybe in subsequent bulletins then.
Peter, thank you. Peter Sinu is our OT regional correspondent. Meanwhile, the Africa Education Watch has petitioned the CID to look into the circumstances leading to exam paper leakages. Kofi Asare is the executive director of Africa Watch. He spoke on Pulse.
I agree with WAEC that if questions leak 30 minutes or 45 minutes to the scheduled time for examination, it may be deemed not to be widespread if they have a means to verify what is widespread in an era of social media. But this is the case where we intercepted these questions the previous night. Okay. And we have evidence. And indeed, we have shown some of the evidence, a result of elective mathematics to WAEC. On the platform that we intercepted it, we went there with a live platform and showed it to them that as before midnight, around 11 o'clock, these questions were already in circulation. We got the first question at 4 a.m. And then we had the management one yesterday.
What's your source?
The questions are sold, so we also buy them.
Oh, really?
They are sold.
From who? So if you know the people who you're buying from, why are you not pinning them out so that they can be arrested or sanctioned?
That is why I'm saying that I just left the CID headquarters. We've been in discussions with the CID since yesterday because we have been monitoring the WASI and the activities of question marketers and people who have been doing the business on the ground for over 2 months now. 1 month before WASI started. You understand? But the issue is that when you package the evidence and you take it to WAEC will say the questions circulated minutes before the examination. When we got the questions, where people are actually buying the questions on platforms with over 100,000 subscribers on 10 hours before. So we have given all the evidence we have to the CID that is to investigate. And then our interest is that we want to ensure that the people within WAEC system, who some bad elements, who are taking advantage of their positions in the system, especially between the depots and the schools, are dealt with, whether it's from WAEC, whether it's from GES. But they are the two people who normally handle the questions.
Now, the plot thickens because the ranking member on Parliament's Education Committee, Peter Nochu, says government is working to nip the practice in the bud.
Actually, I was surprised because WAEC had given every indication and assurance that they were going to make sure that there will be no leakages this year. The leakages come about as a result of human interference or human interface. No, they deal with people who handle the questions, the question papers, the printing, and all those things. So they gave us the assurances and the indication that they were going to make sure that the human interference or interface was safeguarded, that those who will handle the papers will be people who will they will make sure that they did not or nobody had access to the questions. Then we advised that whenever they were able to identify the culprits, that is those who leak the papers, they should punish them, make their names public, and the punishment given to them. And last year we expected that they would have done that. They have not done so. So if you don't name and shame, that means whatever is happening, you are not making the effort to eliminate them. You don't handle the issue administratively. You can hand them over to the police to prosecute and any other thing that will be meted out to them. But if they continue to keep the names to themselves, the punishment they meted out to the people to themselves, this will continue. It will not deter others from doing the same.
And that is Peter Nochukoto, Ranking Member on the Education Committee of Parliament. We take a breather. We bring you more stories on JoyNews Desk. Do stay.